beliefs, standards, ethics, and the ideals. I think this is the way to we answer the question, the two questions.
Well, especially, I think the most important for me, I'm going to start with the how my leader's emotional intelligence increase or decreases his effectiveness to be a leader. And personally, I don't know, even you come from Brazil, I come from Mexico, and we're like very passionate and we speak our mind, and sometimes we do it without a filter. And I think that sometimes that could be like really harmful if you're a leader, because then if you're not controlling your emotions and you're impulsive and you just do whatever your gut tells you to do, then you're not going to be quite as an effective leader, just because the fact that you're not that your emotions are not under control. So anything is nothing is going to be under control. If not even your emotions you have in control, then your actions won't be in control. Your decisions won't be in control. So you will be a leader on the loose, like just doing whatever your instinct tells you, instead of the preparation that you have had help you make a decision. So, and that cannot be good for like the team that you're leading. There is just gonna be like, oh, we have a horse loose in a hospital, like I don't think a leader should be I think he should always be very filtered, cold headed thinking, never reacting upon the heatness of any situation. Doesn't matter if it's a very problematic situation. You should always think with your head very cold, and so that you can be effective. And that will be, well, I think, the emotional intelligence that a leader requires to have.
I think you need to recognize your emotions, but it's important to recognize the emotions in the social group. Okay,
Exactly.
but yeah, because sometimes you only, okay, I have my emotions under pressure or not, and I know my emotions. But when you work with a group, with a team, you need to recognize also the emotions in the group.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe the group is emotionally like very low, and you
Yes,
have
we need
to be the one.
we need to have a balance, Yes,
It's not only the
yes,
leaders
I think yes.
emotional intelligence, is how to use that emotional intelligence to share it and make the group
Yes, yeah.
act by example too. Like if my leader is calmed and settled, then I can be calmed and settled too. No, and we can all think clearly and come to a decision or a solution that is needed. Yeah.
Yes, use both components, no, self-awareness and the social awareness, né?
Uh,
I need
yes,
both.
and as the values go, yeah, like we were like discussing the last class that a leader also creates the values in a is supposed to create the values inside the group,
Uh-huh.
because they maybe all people have values, but if they're different,
Yes.
that's fine. But I think when you have a goal and not an objective in mind, you should all have like the same syntony regarding those values,
We
because
need to share. You need to share your values,
to
because
explain.
sometimes, yes, depend if the group is not only, for example, culture, about different cultures, no, different religions. Sometimes you need to know about another people, and you need to share about your values, about
Yeah,
your.
what if I tell you, hey, credibility is very important for me. I think this is something that can get us to our goal. And somebody says, well, I like to be objective, but not that credible. Then we would have a problem, because, and how can we solve it? Well, then I'm gonna explain to you why credibility is so
Yes,
important, and I'm not
yeah.
gonna impose it on you, but I'm gonna explain to you in a very healthy way why maybe you should think about that as an important value. No, I think
Yes,
as
yes.
a leader, I would do that in a very maybe charismatic way too, even though charismatic is not like the best thing that a leader should have.
Yes, I agree. I think we have the same the same beliefs. Okay, I don't know if we have not the same culture. Okay, because I think we have a lot of emotions. Okay, I don't know Brazil and Mexico. I think the same. I know Mexico, and I think the people working né, the same. And for example, Brazil have a lot of situations involving corruption, involving situations without credibility. So I think credibility is so important in all work, public or private, né? Work independent. If you work with healthcare, if you work with journalism, if you work with engineering, I think credibility is the most important. Okay, to be honest, né? Because you need to be honest to start.
Be a transparent leader all the time. Even like if a leader that could lie to you to make things better, I would not appreciate that at all. Even if it's for the greater good, you cannot be dishonest. You cannot be untransparent. You need to, for better or for worse, always share with your team what's going on without hiding anything. Because I think some leaders hide the truth for a greater good, and at the end, nobody knew what was going on. So I don't think that's an effective way. So to be transparent, credible, veracity. Yeah, I think that's gonna create an empathic relation, leader to team.
Yeah, I think the same. Sometimes the people, because have a title, for example, no, I am better than you, né? But you need to think how you need to, it's possible, you share information, and your behavior is so important to do this, né? Your title sometimes is not is more important. It's important sometimes because the competence, né? You need to competence, ability, né? To do something. But if you not share, if you not have the situation, then you can stay in the other situation like empathy, né? If you don't have empathy and don't have don't put in the another self, is so not is possible. So the title is not so important, I think. And sometimes the people, oh no, I am doctor, and you are not doctor. No, so okay, but my behavior, né, I think is better than your behavior, because I respect other people, and sometimes you have only a title but you don't respect other people. So also, behavior, yes, behavior is so important too, né? Sometimes the people do, but not say the same, né? I say, oh, the better is this, but don't do the same that you say, no.
Also, I'm going back to the emotional intelligence. A leader is required to act fast. No, when something happens, you don't have much time to maybe make a decision or react publicly and maybe speak your mind. So imagine you would have to, like, with more reason, have that emotional intelligence if you are required to maybe within a minute make a decision or speak publicly, and also being to take care of your whatever is your objective and your team. I'm not letting them down. So that's so important, because you don't have much time to get that filtered, calm mind and settled to act upon. So
yes, like a COVID, né? Think about the rapid response was necessary to work with COVID pandemic. No, you need to think fast, because a lot of problem with COVID pandemic, and depend the states, okay, but depend the research, depend the a lot of results. Then 1 minute can be to difference about the lives, no. I think is a good example, and we live about this, I think, around the country, not only the country in the Orient or Occidental, but all country need to have a rapid response, a fast response, to lead with the pandemic COVID, and so need to share information, need to be competent, but need to have empathy too, okay, and the credibility, né? Sometimes if you don't have credibility to take, I don't follow you, okay, I need to see, né, and understand that you
empathy and credibility, those will be maybe not the most, credibility is the most important, but I think empathy for me is just so necessary, because that means whoever you're talking to is understanding you, your situation, what you're feeling, what you're saying, and that is going to be taken into account whenever with whatever happens. So that definitely can make you feel very intimate by being part of whatever project it is.
Yeah, I think if you divide in the questions, I think you need to answer two questions. One question is about values, and another question is about the intelligence, emotional. No, I think if you, because you need to write about this. I think if you work with the intelligence, emotional, I think the emotions is more important, because you need to work with not your only your emotions, okay, not only with self-awareness, but you need to have a social awareness, okay.
Social.
If you're not, I think not possible, okay. So increase or decrease, I think you could work with emotions in intelligent emotional, sorry. And in the values, I think the credibility and the empathy, I think both are important to walk about this, the beliefs, né? If you believe and if I agree with you and I follow you, né? If your behavior, no, because you need to do like you say. I think it's the two situations to answer the
Yes,
question.
I completely agree with those two. Those were like, I think there's so many, right? But I think we agree on those.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
Especially for my background,